Hello guys, welcome back to the next tutorial for Ventuz, and today we are going to talk about the nodes. As you probably will have noticed, there are different types of nodes. Content nodes, which you will recognize by the type of the brackets and the color, and the hierarchy nodes, which have these brackets and are black. To easily sum it up, let's say the content nodes is pretty much everything that has something to do with values, like animation nodes, a mover, or integer values, float values, all that. The hierarchy nodes are nodes that will more or less directly be rendered, like a cube, geometries, all that. Adding nodes is easily done by dropping them into the hierarchy. For example, a cube. Notice that the position in the render tree affects the position of the cube. For example, if I take this axis and put it over here, it will no longer be affected by whether the black color or this axis. When you want to change the position of your nodes, you can see the different drop zones are indicated by these red arrows over here. This red arrow, for example, will insert your nodes in the line and keep the last node at the end. If you do it like this, you will insert as well, but the last node will go down here. And of course, you can drop on the top or on the bottom of each node. Another important thing about nodes are the input and outputs. We already talked a bit about it. As you can see, for example, an axis node only has inputs, no outputs. These are the only properties you can see by default. If you click on it, this is the same node, but here in the content window, you will see more properties, which you won't see if you just click on it in the hierarchy editor. This is just to make things a bit easier, but for beginners it often can be quite irritating why they miss values. And you can put those little black fields in here by double clicking and remove them. But another way easier way is just to go to the options, especially for beginners, under tree editors, and uncheck this checkbox. The last thing you will need to know about nodes is how to bind them. And there's a simple rule in Ventuz for it. It says your node will always get its value from somewhere. For example, if I want to alter the min value, I will get this value from here, not the other way around. If I say, like, I want to push this value here, it will still get the value. In this case, the output value from the mover. So if I want to bind min or max, I will get this value. But if I say this integer node shall just be fed with values, and those values shall come from the mover, I can just say get your values from the mover. To delete a binding, just click on the binding and delete it. You can also click on a node, press Shift Delete, and delete all bindings to it. Especially in bigger scenes, I would recommend you to name your nodes as much as you can. For example, this one over here, you can check which cube it is by pressing Ctrl B, so it will block out and blink. So I can say this one is the right cube, and so this will probably be the left cube. Also, you can add an annotation to it just by pressing Ctrl E. You can scale them and double click them to the text and moving them around like you want. To delete a node, you can whether click on the node you want to delete and delete it. You can also click on the node before it and delete everything up from there, or delete a single node with Control click in between. You can also delete multiple nodes by shift clicking them. Before we finish this part of the tutorial, I'll show you the last feature, which will be the bookmarking system. For this, I'll open the sequencer demo. You can download it, and over here you can see the bookmarks. If I click on a bookmark, it will get me to the part of the hierarchy where the node is that I bookmarked. This is pretty rewarding if you work on bigger scenes like this one. To bookmark an element, just click on an element, like let's say the control panel over here, and on that green plus. And then you have this bookmark over here, and it will always get you there. That's it about notes. Thank you for listening, and I hope I'll see you in the next tutorial, which will be about colors and textures.